Well, it's one of the finest evening and one of the finest encounter on Agradaa on Adom TV, multi-TVs. We don't want any comments. If we say, non-do bo, say the only debut done or Agradaa. So this is purely manifesto discussion. The parties, major ones, of course, New Patriotic Party and the ruling National Democratic Congress, they've set out to do in terms of sector by sector. We've been dealing with other sectors, health, housing, road construction, and other areas, education as well. Yebedru and a great sector, and that's where your interest. If we say, Kuyayo eye fapima or my Ghana Ignashwa Yede Pim Konkan. What the New Patriotic Party during their 8-year term, what they did, the challenges, and what they left behind, and where the ruling National Democratic Congress, baby, are also ever fire, baby, Omudia do the challenges, and moving into the future, baby, I do as Oman. But as usual, the checkers are there. Oba na yedin komo ha wi a yewi anesa esese yekọ na obekasi esi akire kwohwehwem ne hu sampa na ano da asomasi ne obentense mo bekan no de krom ni esinto ni de enkoyi nso a ewumti why crowd the fact check and Broba show is on the wings of the big men, great Sammy, great Domino, great Ampedu, and the entire team, camera, sound, lightning, and makeup for the only the driver 75 so the bar Sabre. Then we check the facts. When we are back, here the guest, Atuja Ediamo Yakwaba.
1993 to the year 2001, 6th of January. Na NDC aban wo ho. Sika dodo a NDC aban no nsa kan ye no. Ye di si Ho Regional Hospital. Ye di si Regional Hospital was Sunyani. Ye si Regional Hospital ewo Cape Coast. Indeed, ye expanded the University of Development Studies ewo Tamale in the Upper East and also Upper West. Yeah, polytechnics. All polytechnics ewo Ghana. Yeah, nina. Akwan. Yeah. Share Abuaze thermal plant. I say with all these small money in Sakai, close to just about 3 point something billion. 1993 to the year 2001, 6th of January. Na NDC aban wo ho. Sika dodo a NDC aban no nsa kan ye no. Ye di si Ho Regional Hospital. Ye di si Regional Hospital was Sunyani. Ye si Regional Hospital ewo Cape Coast. Indeed, ye expanded the University of Development Studies, ewo Tamale in the Upper East and also Upper West. Yeah, polytechnics. All polytechnics ewo Ghana. Yeah, nina. Akwan. Yeah. Share Abuaze thermal plant. I say with all these small money in Sakai, close to just about 3 point something billion. Over the 8 years of MPP, now we strike an average of growth at 5.8. Over the same period of NDC, now we strike an average at 7.3. In 2007. 7 years after Umatana Bemu, agriculture. Ninginia, Fibia, agric, engineer, economy. Minus. 7 years, now you call minus, you call ichi. By over 1.3%. Minus one, you call you anymore.
after 19 years rule of their PNDC, NDC, Omuja may epic of Maya Dika Bubro into me. But the names are dream pa. Any name dear, a best swam moon. Economy no grown at 3.7%. Kakra, consistently. The grew economy now within 8 years. No. Year economy grew at 9.1. Governance is the process. I twice buying twice. The Kamu buy now, you start affordable housing. I buy the trim, buy house about twice. Because of this, their thinking is also almost starting a new one.
No, Deputy Minister,
the STS for which so we must start a new AU altogether. While about 5,000 or so near the or Mexica and I am.
In that case, no. Okay, so that's just about it. Now, no, that just now, what you said, say it didn't come out. That was right after Sunyane, the NDC's manifesto launch. It was Sunyane Coronation Park. Kofi Adams, who doubles as the campaign coordinator, Anafira Benjamin Aye, and so Upper Denchra, Mashibrini, on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, but now Emma, Edi, and Komo. It was about the manifesto and the 4 thematic areas. And probably it tries to changing lives, transforming Ghana. What really has gone into it, and what they really want to tell Ghanaians. Into home checks and a brown. But in Kaida to him say Agradaa purposely to make sure say social contract da yena ye to abama amanyuku for no. And the one so say ma wana chro e de amaye no said ye si hunu no e besi na afia we say esi echo enti na edi akogina eye agriculture metre eye mfudie ni krayon enkomo ana yebedi on the part of these 2 major political parties ono na on the Ghana echo e the Ghana eba Ghana ehwefoma na anye parties mieni we metre MPP NDC na anye party biabim Ghana echo na nim so a ejina sa parties mieni won hihye ahodo a won di egu akwam. So quickly for the NDC I want to go through what they had for us on agriculture, well, manifesto 2012. I'll say bits of it because of time. Recognizing the key role agriculture plays in the Ghanaian economy through its contribution of 35% to the GDP and employment for over 60% of the working population, and the NDC promised in its manifesto of 2008 to accelerate agricultural modernization and the transformation of the rural economy. This was to quicken the pace towards full domestic food security, increased agricultural exports, improved in farm incomes, production of raw materials for value addition through processing, generation of employment, and alleviation of poverty. This was to be achieved through, as the NDC claims, through a number of productivity enhancing strategies, including timely availability of needed farm inputs, opening up of market opportunities for farmers, fishermen, and upscaling credits support for agricultural processes. This is 2012. Much has been achieved through the deliberate programs implemented during the first term of the NDC 2009 and 2012, consistent with the promises made in the 2008 manifesto. Some of the major successes achieved include the following. Ghana became self-sufficient in food production in 2010 and 2011 as a total food production exceeded national demand. 2. Domestic maize production recorded surpluses in 2010 and in 2011 in spite of adverse weather conditions in 2011. And 3, rice output doubled from 2008 level in 2011, resulting in a corresponding 50% reduction in rice imports. And cocoa production exceeded 1 million tons for the first time in 2010-2011. It goes on. Probably of interest is that we are going to do a comparison here. OSHA Agriculture, they make reference in their new one, NDC, Changing Lives, Transforming Ghana, 2016 manifesto. And it says agriculture. In our 2012 manifesto, we promise, among other things, to promote agriculture modernization and to transform the rural economy. The objective was to ensure food security and increase production of cash crops. It was also to ensure reduced imports, increased exports, and the production of raw materials for the industry. It was further to reduce poverty, raise rural incomes, and improve the standard of living. And they claim, which we are going to assess and to verify, the achievements. Okay, so from 2012 to 2016, that is what is being said by the NDC in their Changing Lives, Transforming Ghana manifesto. Our achievements, their achievements. A lot has been achieved through the implementation of policies and programs in the first term of the Mahama administration, consistent with the promises made in the 2012 manifesto. Some of the major successes are the following. In 2013, 166,807 meters of fertilizer were distributed to farmers, compared to 43176 in 2008. This moved fertilizer coverage from 8 kilograms per hectare in 2008 to 12 kilograms per hectare as of 2013. So that's the first achievement they are talking about. And in point 2, in terms of achievements, 200 metric tons of improved rice seeds were distributed to 10,000 farmers in the Volta, Northern, Upper East, and Upper West regions to increase productivity. So there's a claim here that the NDC claims that in areas or in the Upper West, in the Northern region, Upper East, there's that improvement, simply because 200 tons, metric tons of improved rice seeds were distributed to over 10,000 farmers. Because you'll be given the opportunity to tell us the reality on the ground before even our fact checker comes up. And then point number 3, in terms of achievement, local rice production has increased from 301,900 metric tons in 2008 to 604,041 metric tons in 2014. Consequently, Ghana has attained 56% self-sufficiency in rice production. Indeed, the rice import bill fell by 45%, reducing from $392.3 million in 2013 to $215.23 million in 2014. I want us to concentrate on the achievements, and then we move on into the commitments they're talking about now. Point number 5, 336 units of equipment comprising 147 tractors, 92 power tillers, 55 rice treasures, 31 rice reapers, and 11 rice mills with their respective components were assembled for farmers, and many more are being distributed. From Pamcho, even before you better check your facts. This is the 2012 manifesto, and this one is the 2016, the present contract. The Ghana 42 things they want to do. But they are reminding us of the achievements from 2012 to 2016, and that's what I'm reading out. And this one says, an increase in the total number of agricultural mechanization service centers from 57 in 2009 to 89 in 2014, resulting in the increase in the total area of farms serviced by AMSECS. And this one says, Total area of irrigated land has increased from 11,516 hectares in 2010 to 221,000 hectares in March 2016. And to further improve rain-fed rice production, a total of 3,831 hectares of lowlands has been engineered to improve water management for rice production in the northern region, upper east, upper west, and the Volta regions. And then it continues, total food crop production has also increased from 23,871,554 metric tons in 2008 to 32,280 metric tons in 2014 as follows. It continues on, and the final bit probably is under the pilot phase of the Ghana Broiler Revitalization Project launched in July 2014, 650,000 birds were raised, processed, and sold by 2015. There is a big question mark here when it comes to the Broiler Revitalization Project. Let's check that one. This one, India Manifesto. There's a question mark there. Under the pilot phase of the Ghana Broiler Revitalization Project launched in July 2014, 650,000 birds, questionable, 650,000 birds were raised, processed, and sold by 2015. Okay, so yɛmfa nso ya na yɛnkotwa mbaka che kuafo sɛ we ene nkutahode ya enemu ebedi on the two major political parties, their social contractor on the Ghana for, especially relating to the broiler project. That's where there's a special interest because it looks fantastic on the surface, but implementing it has been one of the biggest failure of this present administration. As to whether they will agree or not, yeba ibedi san common. Yekwaba.
3 to the year 2000.
Okay, so we are back. Vice Chairperson, a great Marcus in Parliament. He doubles as the MP for, forgive me, MP for Botiano. Bright Demoji. Okay. Bright, upon to say.
Adom.
Good. Welcome, Agradaa. Whatever you say here will be checked.
Yes.
We must all Usuti. And I know Dr. Louisa Hanabisi also about Usuti said we can't issues about broiler projects. They say, and you know, your take on that? Because it was just so nice. It needs to be continued because empower Equiafor, Emma Equiafor, Titu, Omo Yenkoko, no Omo Ton, and any veterinary officers. He gave that chain that hope. Emma Ghana phone will say, and need a 40% quota no abano. Yes, yeah, baby, no my papa a free Yankasekum. It's like 9-day wonder. It's off, but it's been touted as an achievement, yeah.
Very. That's precisely so. Idea that hope say a bino in 2015. The budget no cry war. So we wanted to embark on that particular project, our pilot project in Astati. But don't forget, say avian influenza epidemics no are hitting Ghana. And the year broiler project at the same time who manage this serious epidemics idea bet me at so immediately. And so Enzo said, you have solved that disease issue completely and said I start our project. No? And we are recording or reporting on the pilot, the SCA achievement that doing the pilot. No? na ye dia tuja na ye manifesto no but untimi to aso sir because there's epidemics regarding avian influenza through the effort of parliament kwato ya isika bi free consolidated fund the first time in the history of this country ban isika bi from that fund to support the avian influenza management and control. So who manage that disease now? Immediately no, because you have to ensure that you put the disease under control completely, and that's how you waste money.
But Krafono teach you on aware of this. But I've just been alerted by Deputy Minister in charge of livestock, Dr. Louisa Hannah Bisiu. He's watching, but I'll say the project is not off. He's buying into what you are saying as a result of challenges when they're back in terms of avian and the mama put to a hope. But still, government is critically looking at what you are saying. But it was all over. It was news. Man, who said they had that excitement. I was at least privileged to be part of meetings to listen into what Abane was in terms of Ghana for this year. And then you are bringing this information. Why has it kept this long? Because of Ghana and Kokono. Because you engage the deputy minister and say, Kwabna Enche and Kukufuni Adom will phase them out gradually and will empower our local poultry farmers. I'm not having that feeling again.
Yeah, a comprehensive program, Bino, Adiasio, say, but the enemy can't, unya epidemics are, so manage epidemics no first, and Sana, and yes, who this has kind of a tumor, and yeah, because even the farms, the major farms, I say, manage that program, because some of them were hit by these epidemics, even influenza. And TSA will draw back. Sika wono, now they are managing the epidemics. We are, and send them back. And to me, this is Enchebiano, the baby I do know. The disease is almost under control. Then we can move into the second stage because the pilot shows very successful programs. Who the figures are with regard to the regard the pilot project are clearly it depicts.
Probably reason for my interest is that the opportunity to follow the deputy minister call some of the villages, Akati farms. I've forgotten about 8 major farms in the country across the length and breadth, especially in Ashanti region. Because whom and Kokonibi, so within few weeks now, ammonia a certain weight. Our Modeba out, Dako farms being part of it. Our more pushy for the Ghanaian market, Jifamco being part of it. But only poultry farmers didn't come out. They, I think they are still excited about this project. But the way forward, no. And again, the 40% regime is still operational. But we ask ourselves to say, Ghana for Yankokona YIC providing, apart from this area house here by, where is the project?
No, ukasa na na kakra because the one say there's nowhere where poultry issues are no. You look at the health of the birds and it's very, very important because epidemics no very, very critical. Say we manage the epidemics. And there's no way you have that epidemic at the same time going into mass production. And yet they are advisable. All the experts they will tell you that it's not advisable. Even sometimes, I say some of the farms you have to leave them for about 6 months, and then start to build. So if you just kill all the birds or quarantine all the birds in the farm, you can't quickly go in there and they say why virus no war. Then you go and start. Okay. And so some processes almost our process no share abandoning the scammer. Some of years and when they do all those things, we know the veterinary services will go around and certify, say, yes, you have the right to continue a farm and sana. Sometimes, even the whole community will be quarantined. Any birds in that area, and in the Saskano, we paid almost all the compensation of all the farmers area. And we need to praise government, say, at least successfully, they have undertaken that project and everything is moving on well.
Okay.
You use our project now. Then we can go back to the drawing board and say, okay, fine. So our project I hear pilot. I hear him say very successful. No, you say into us. Then we'll look at it and they will look at the manifesto clearly. The statement clearly say, yes, moving forward. No, this is the report we got from the pilot project. And the immediately of the pilot project, no, then we move to the next level. At that time, you're making sure say all the issues of the epidemics, the avian influenza,
Okay, you talk about 2008, 2012, and now it's gotten recognition of 2016 manifesto in terms of agriculture modernization. Deputy Minister Pese or Obwa, what you're saying, he comes up again or say, yes, the program is not off. I support my brother you are with, but government has recently given poultry farmers interest-free credit to boost poultry production. That is what he also tops up with what you are saying. Apart from the challenge in terms of the avian flu, he says government has recently given poultry farmers interest-free credit to boost poultry production. So, Deputy Minister, thank you. Again, probably want to look at this because I'm passing the mutual manifesto relating from 2012 to 2016. And I'm more the modernization of agriculture in Ghana. How has your party and your government done it?
Very simple. Modernization of agriculture, one of the major things we look at is you have to start from land preparation. Land preparation, because agriculture, you are almost about 4 steps in agriculture. First, land preparation, there was crop management, it was harvesting, any post-harvest management. And the SL will trace it, all the process of production of agriculture, and finally say, the abano kind, now. First, any land preparation in this country, from 2009 up to today, we have 89 agricultural mechanization centers in this country. Almost 89 districts. These particular centers. And then you can have tractor services rendered in those centers. You have tractor equipment, you have rollers, shredders, and all the equipment agricultural mechanization center I have now. You have given them, we have 89 of such centers across almost 89 districts in this country. And the land preparations are, and then apart from that, private investors. Government has encouraged a lot of private investors. I know open tractor at all, and it's so difficult, even on the Sprinters Road, on the N1, companies, auto tractors, and this is the first. If you say auto tractor, Uber breast and some better tractor. Even as I'm speaking in the country, see a crap on. Government has run a lot of Massey Ferguson tractors.
For party people.
No, I'm talking about district. I'm talking about district agriculture because your program, one of the major programs in our manifesto now is establishment agricultural service centers. Very, very, very key. Establishment of agricultural service centers.
So AMSEC, that's it.
No,
that's different.
That's different.
Okay.
Because it's very, very comprehensive, where you can even go there. The level.
Okay, now it has national character.
National
what you are saying?
National
party assembly.
No, I'm talking about our manifesto.
Okay.
Moving into 2017.
Okay.
What I say. So that's going to support farmers in all areas, and then only mechanization. But even if you have a farm, you can just walk into that particular center. You come and assess and support you in the process of farming. And then time I will harvesting and I time about your phone in the comprehensive center. I will bet me alcohol extension service, extension service free of charge. So these are centers are abandoned established in almost all the agricultural districts in this country. But most importantly, crop management programs are since 2009. You can see that for Ghana, that one of the key things I hire, if you compare to other countries, fertilizer applications in terms of intensification, the yield level in this country are very, very low. And today, I bet me your yield level no high. But only the kind of seed that you use in Ghana. And the OK manifesto 2015, 200 metric tons of rice were distributed across a lot of farmers in this country. And in our rice production, production of rice double in this country. And in our rice importation,
production of
rice double in this country. Check the records. I'm telling you. And in our 2015 rice import, I reduced it drastically to about 45% reduction in rice importation in this country. And the measures are one, quality seed, effort, abundant subsidy seed, for farmers in this country.
Okay, so you mean to say amongst your achievements, no,
Yes.
200 metric tons of improved rice seeds
Yes.
were distributed to 10,000 farmers.
In this country,
Ghana.
rice growing communities in this country.
Volta region, upper,
yes.
northern region, upper
Yes.
east, and upper west.
Yes.
And yet the ultra 100, is that the reality of the ground? Ghana for
Me say, I am a member, not only a member, but the vice chairman of Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee in this country. And he approved a project that he called around to inspect some of the project. And to be calm, I'm talking as an authority.
For party faithfuls.
No, I'm talking about NDC manifesto, government achievement. Government achievement. And yet NDC achievement, government achievement. And I'm making. And I don't go there as one person. We go there as a committee of Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs of Parliament. And the party say seed, substance, to subsidize seed for farmers to use. No, agriculture, the transformation or mechanization, because seed are all used, and you're very, very important in the production of agriculture.
Baboke can say manifesto. 336 units of equipment comprising 147 tractors.
But that is very small. 147 tractors for this country. That is the latest one. But from 2009, the number of tractors are headed by this country. That's the smallest in terms of the number of tractors are headed by this country.
Honorable Bright Demojimesa Baus, but Deputy Minister Livestock Agriculture, was joining us, Dr. Louisa Hannah Bisiu. Doc, good evening. Apom to say. Okay, I understand. So you want to make a clarification. Doc.
Maybe any way, say, the honorable vice, no. So, oh, yeah, dear. No, not be some fat be big count. The mean say, who be son is so how much you more at your line, and 40% now, a buying can. Ye kakwa and I say a reality. And said, dear, honorable chairman in line of play. That's fluent, no. Me and yes, that project. Yes, yakre. And then when Adom to very good results. You are reaching, say, you go to the end of a fear, we near fear the remono. And you know, the Clegana. Nemo, say, no, and Rana never or Mayma, ya de fat and now, and as I am one, a fat, a fair, and cocoyen, and hono. Safano, yasa kenyem, ama ye de akko cabinet. O man penny, ama cabinet to mudi omen sashasie. And to say, ye de afa Tony General Bibia crack on a besaba machibita. Near Samba ink a ye day acum. Said ye be who say, and yes, ye canoa. Na, the old thing, you know, say, now man penny, a call you in. The casa crack say, Poultry, a jumano, at an akumaso. And also can be in and answer a queerful, a bayame queerful, interest-free credit as yet say, Sikana wagon so you see to her, which yes it were. Young fancy won't be a man. And TMC, your penny can the empress and in Chimwin and say, and it's a project and a sebi, a free one name. Okay. Ya so in PM into a bang at 20 meaning I come on Missikaya, and send the amount woman, and Patasika, future, no dear non come. Nemo yes, a queerfona, womudium propose about by Shuma, a command, a bank, ama idaif, and then a SM, a banky, a ama woman interest free credit. Okay,
Doctor, Yentimi Musan Sem the donor be some more repo, but that's for the clarification because me and I'm who say I'm Deputy Minister Agric in charge of livestock. Probably a contribution is much needed here. We are so grateful. So that's it. Dr. Louisa Hannah Bisiu also a bit of Inchimua Abeka Honorable Bright Demoji and Koma. It's the agric sector. And you may Mamenkai want to say New Patriotic Party, every effort needed. Thank you, Benya Ubina Wabechurch almost one in same about you look as you say and idea possible in the Chakufi Japan and you may maybe be a obia. You trust you horrible. So we are proud. Say any you can't carry on some you carry culture on some apart from the Mayama individual for Ghana as a country, you're hopeful say under the watch of John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. agriculture take shape and it take shape?
The fact is there's some improvement, but my margin is we need to do more. And the manifesto now, most of the areas are proposing. The manifesto itself are taking care of most of the areas, especially in the area of irrigational infrastructure.
That's what the NDC MPP talk about. A lot of putting up a lot of irrigational facilities are almost feasible. Then another kaka, papa, and then another say
one village, one dam.
But you've captured it here. You are talking about irrigation.
No, we are talking about irrigation. You can't say one village, one dam. We're talking about development of irrigation infrastructure.
Difference.
Construction of a dam.
You admit that irrigation is key. Into a big bus of irrigation here.
Me say construction of irrigation infrastructure is different from construction of dams. You can go and construct a dam in a village and the dam will get dry up in the dry season where you need the water most. And they say we get correct evaluation. And then all the village you go and construct a dam. And you want to do irrigation infrastructure. And you have to assess that whether in the dry season, maybe only you may say dam, and the land management is very, very key. So we have research. That's how if you go and say that every village one dam. When I just every village biana, we have dam and dry season, you. When I got and do go now because every village one dam. You should know that it's not every village because we need the water in the dry season to do all year round irrigation. And you can every village one dam. I can tell you that there are a lot of villages in this country who got established dam or baby in the dry season you won't get water. Today now what have you achieved? And we are talking about taking your time to do visibility study and assessment. And then I take it almost 2 to 3-4 years. I said, here we are craft place irrigation project, visibility studies. Now the project will now take off. That's what we're talking about, comprehensive arrangement to develop this country. And yet haphazard issues because you want to win elections and do come here that how can it be possible that every village in this country will have a dam to work? I can tell you that it is not every village that you can establish a dam and it will work in this country. But and yet possible.
Maybe it's political mischief now. It might not necessarily be that.
Me say I didn't say every village one dam. So I'm saying that it is not possible. And yet they are possible. Okay. But you can use comprehensive program because it could be
so look at what you have here under your achievements.
Yes.
Total area of irrigated land has increased from 111,516 hectares in 2010 to 221,000. That's 221,000 hectares in March 2016. So what type of irrigation are more than Moka was?
May I give one particular example? From 2001, and before buying Wager irrigation project has never worked. I want my constituency. It has never worked.
Wager irrigation?
Yes. It has never worked.
And that
is how come we see a lot of encroachment along that dam. I started. Makers say, we are not going to renovate anything our home manifesto. Efficient utilization of and renovation of existing irrigation infrastructures in this country. And the first step is the existing irrigation infrastructure across the length of this country will be renovated and be used efficiently. Apart from that, energy management. All the irrigation infrastructure in this country, we are going to change instead of using depending on national grid. Solar system, the electricity board. In the various irrigation facilities, everybody down because one of the major challenges of irrigation facilities in this country the cost of energy. And to also all the pumps, what the pumps will use from the grid to solar, everybody cost of production, so everybody down. That is if Ukashaman is here, the pilot project not starting.
I didn't think the NDC. I didn't think the NDC on this issue you're talking about. Why should we believe it?
Because my year can there were practical examples of why unam sisia work and yet stories conjured from anywhere hiding to manifesto nyema bia NDC can in the manifesto we can show you practical evidence of the issues on the ground here related and then be manifesto and your manifesto keke first it tells you achievement of the government baby the is in there and then the say in the future. So we take a manifesto because we are not a party in opposition, a party, a government, and they say we have to establish maybe a do. Then the next level, I say but nyama can in the manifesto in the area of agriculture. And nyama uko the Northern Rural Program. But now working into cantonment area, you know, work into Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project. What are they doing there? Is to ensure that we have dams, we have warehouse to take care of post-harvest management and all that. It's a project. We are even at the implementation stage. I headed to manifesto that we are going to ensure that we have park houses and all those things. Idea air cost.
Okay,
so it's a continuous. And idea, anything like I say, JM to Adom. Any ordinary thing, who call the air cost, all our manifesto are near my yeno, and I say yen to us in a very systematic and scientific way.
More back across, say, open picture, we say the NDC comes across as very organized when it comes to probably the agricultural sector. But where from this figure of 0.04 growth?
0.04
growth in agriculture.
Is
it real? No, maybe so.
No, that's not a figure.
What's the figure? No, what's the figure?
It's 2.3%.
Agriculture growth.
Yes.
So the 0.04
is not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Where from your figure 2 point?
I am saying that. I mean, maybe on your figure, no frame.
Okay, but maybe even on your figure.
But it's 2.3. I'm talking about from the budget and from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. And the maybe on your figure, no free.
Okay, all right. Yes. We are still on Agradaa. So unfortunately, they're bringing it here, and but a lot of Union Mom Guamano want to contribute to the program. Mr. Remo, media to me producers name and directors, and they should consider a line for more and have a text line probably so that you can be part of it. But if you are fortunate now, it goes through. That will be very nice. More teach you more numbers will be on the screen soon. Now, nimnyam for bright demoji and so rapport up my two things. No, they rapport up, and it show am I in terms of agriculture sector now. Two, why should we consider the party NDC for 2016 and beyond relating to a year of Mondimbo as we are judging them now? So wrap up on these issues.
Yeah. Very simple. Niama baby I started free with regard to agriculture. Niama mienu na ebe boy. And the one to remove the risk in the agriculture sector. Obe then obe reduce risk no. And then one to improve irrigation infrastructure. And the manifesto where the focus mainly is on how to improve on irrigation infrastructure. Almost all the youth, because you still risks no in agriculture reduce here. But a lot of youth moving into agriculture. Apart from that, and also banks, financial institutions are on person move agriculture no. Apart from that, I am buying where now establish the EDIF agriculture, amending the act to include agriculture in the EDIF fund.
Okay, just a minute of your time. Enoch, good evening. I prompted to say Enoch. Enoch, okay, Dada Alex, good evening. I prompted to say.
Yeah, me Adom, and I'm also
Boko, quick one, Dada Yankwe.
And I find me bomb, and you may be bomb was need Madia Moody. Now, Bandiji Hopane, Safa check now with the banner. So far, the Motati program, no. The BNDC for Beckham was to be a one more approve saying, okay. And no need not to be at the Ghana for you now say. The open party, a betting Yabua Ghana, Amagana upon into my afra. Nasa would end this mua, Massa, watch a Jawaju, and Unti, Young Cosso near Yaji, JM, Twasso, and that was so, as you my papa, Wayano, and Robert Twasso.
All right, yes, sir, that's CP. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. Yeah, evening.
Me patro. Yet you.
Hello.
Yet you.
Can't you NDC me say? Hello.
Meet you.
I just say ya brewon wa Ghana.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Apart from this, yeah, no, a bebwa finances of agriculture, and then through the EDF fund, no, establish Exim banks, and the Abana say certain portion of the loanable funds of the Exim banks, no, and also the core area of agriculture. Then idea Abana say apart from the cocoa sector, your manifesto, there's a program to establish a PPP arrangement called the plantation models. I ever clear a very large tract of land, ever establish plantation models. Young men.
So under agricultural finance, you say that cocoa generating about 25% of total export earnings and providing employment for about 800,000 small,
about 75,000 hectares.
To make it
about 75,000 hectares of land will be another plantation model. Engage private sector. Clear a big tract of land to engage into cocoa production, and millions of hybrid seed will be distributed in this country. Because I didn't started another in terms of distribution of hybrid seed.
So that's why I say it's happening.
It's happening. It's happening. Distribution of hybrid. Wait me up, Fred. Any cocoa farmer say
it's not partisan license because it's not being felt. It's not partisan license.
Where are you a cocoa farmer? Are you a cocoa farmer?
Oh, so the cocoa farmers testify to that.
Yes. Whether we don't distribute hybrid seeds and now, I've walked around. You go around, monitor cocoa board activities. You distribute fertilizer the first time in the history of this country. I, a cocoa farmer, you mapping, you use what we call GIS system, Geographical Information System, to map up all cocoa farms in this country. And the enemy say, you will know that every cocoa farmer biano, this is the size of acreage of farms are over. And the number of seeds, number of fertilizers, number of chemicals you need to support your farms. No? Through the Geographical Information System, no? We'll be able to know and quantify the number of input we need for our cocoa sector in this country. Who pay where? Then pay now pay. This is a comprehensive program. Abandon to her, I and ya bisa cocoa farmer bia. Say first, no, a friend subsidized fertilizer in the cocoa sector. This year, free.
Then
free distribution of cocoa fertilizers.
Again?
Untia.
And then what is free?
Free distribution of cocoa fertilizers.
Free distribution
of cocoa fertilizers.
But we'll check this fact.
Check. And now you can check 2008, even the normal crop fertilizer distribution. Kufona the buyer. Austerity measures. Time 2007, we grew negative in agriculture. Negative in 2007. In the 2008, no, that was where the problem in Ghana, every 2007, 2008. And I could reduce the tax on importation of rice. And then now people started bringing in rice, and now there's a problem with now.
So as you claim, agriculture.
In 2008. With all those problems, scrap on yes, I did fertilizer. No, it was 43,000, and then 2015, 166,000 metric tons. Calculate the difference.
The whole Kabiano is checked, though.
I'm saying it's in the manifesto. You can go to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and check. I'm talking figures, and the Mechan figures are authoritative. They compare 43,000 against 166.
So agri growth now, what's you saying?
In 2000, it was 2.3.
Presently, what's the growth? Agriculture growth.
Which year?
Sector. Presently, we are going at which pace?
As for growth in the agriculture sector, it's been checky. It's something that nobody will like. Because the reason being that unless you've not been in agriculture for a very long time, because we are depending on red-fed agriculture. And the year is only talk nicely, no. Now I have a better growth. But the main say who watch all the criteria in terms of jump in quantum. Root and tubers, serious cry. Root and tubers alone, we are going about 50%. If you compare from 2008, 50% growth in the production of root and tubers.
Meaning what my production routine will say.
Yes, check
probably
everything.
A week today, say a bro, say I want to engage you.
Yes. To answer a member, check me figures now. The mechanic check it.
Thank you.
Answer a member. So because you can't improvement.
But we'll talk about it. So we'll bring a week today. Probably the MPP person will be here to talk about all this. But that's it. short notice, but waba abekachre. I mean, my challenges, but probably when we meet for the second time, I'll put it across.
Oh, it's not a challenge. It's any challenge. Every year, never got credit now.
So, yeah, the cameraman, you know, I said, well, which I'm on the guy, you know, Edamasi. So, also now, yeah, a technical team, you know, inclusive is the camera, sound, technical, set designers, makeup, bright, you can say, directors, Samini Ampedu, and the big man himself, great Dominio. Me do bibiase mo amoso maji brahwe na me do man kwamna sante na me ya dom na de na otwese na so che ya PRO for multimedia ye de bekasa bye bye